And two players that have never played against each other before. They're from different regions, different parts of the world. Let's jump in. As spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Ukrainian Zerg player. The Ukrainian Zerg. We have the very young up-and-comer, the red Zerg player representing Hokkaido T-Team. It is MiniZerg. Shaking my head. These goddamn weebs. They're infecting the youth. Spawning at the bottom right hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player. We have the blue Zerg representing License to Kill LDK. It is EON. Here we go. Here we go. We have our ZvZ, which is a rare matchup. And is this the first time I'm casting MiniZerg? If you've been following the podcast and online tournaments, MiniZerg, he has been competing for he's been competing for quite some time, but he recently came on our radar, I want to say last year. Like last year was when MiniZerg had broken into GM and was actually able to take maps and even at times some series against some of the other semi-pro players. So MiniZerg has slowly been improving, so they've been getting better. Infamously, more recently, he did actually excel in the Uthermal's 2v2 circuits. If you watch the 2v2 circuit, MiniZerg alongside Defmars did actually make it to, I think, the semi-finals, beating some top pros. Like they did beat some big top pro players in Europe. I want to say, did they beat Lambo? Hold on, let's see. Thermal 2v2 circuits. I think it was the bonus cup, right? Let me just double check. Yes, they beat Euthermal and Goblin, and they beat Zardian and Sickness, and they took a game off of Spirit and Max, who are the best 2v2 team in the world. So again, MiniZerg, he's been excelling when it comes to 2v2s, and again has been steadily improving in 1v1 as well. So he is kind of like the next big young up and comer. I think he's like 15 years old. He's very young from my understanding, very young. Let's see. So he's 18. That's it. 18 years old. So very young. And again, has been improving a lot recently, has been having a lot of potential. He's still, of course, on the way up. Like, he's still, I would say, you know, in the shadows of players like your Shamelesses, your Young Yakovs, your GG Machines, who's kind of like the generation before him, but also ahead of him, if that makes sense. Where GG Machine is younger than MiniZerg, but has better accolades and has been on the rise a lot longer, has been competing for a lot longer. But yeah, MiniZerg, he's like one of the newer, younger faces in the scene. And we'll see how he compares to EON. We've been focusing a lot on talking about MiniZerg just because, again, I think this is the first time I'm casting him, even though he's been competing for, you know, a year at this point. But EON has been around a lot longer. EON is hyper aggressive. For now, we see a standard hatch gas pool, standard opener. But again, EON is usually going for all ins, and he's very in your face. He can be a very tricky player. You can even see it here, Link Flood. He's going for the Link Flood. We have 16 Links on the way. EON, he's skipping Baneling Nest. So skipping Banelings, going into Link Flood, into Roach follow-up. This is hyper aggressive and this is very risky. We'll see if EON can pull this off. MiniZerg's Baneling Nest is done. Do we have any safety Banelings though? No defensive Banelings. Yeah, the Banelings are late. He now morphs them in. EON is coming, and EON, can he break that third? As the Banelings is still not yet done. Again, MiniZerg, even though he had the Baneling Nest, he chose not to morph in any safety Banelings. They're basically gonna get surrounded. And EON, can he get a kill? Oh! And he goes off. Does bait out one of the Banelings. Up! Baits out the other. Nice control here from EON. Baits out both Banelings. Keeps MiniZerg busy. And behind this, remember, he's going into Roaches. Like, Roaches are amassing. Oh, EON did overextend with one of those Overlords. Barely does save it. Anything past 2000s is very young. What's crazy is that MiniZerg, he's 18 years old. He was born in 2007. Smooch, man. Smooch. He was 3 years old when StarCraft 2 came out. MiniZerg. was it Eva was born in like 2009, right? I think Eva was still in the womb when when StarCraft 2 came out. It's crazy, something crazy like that. Eva. Smurge. As Eon's all in. If I didn't make that clear again, no drones at the third base, under saturation here at the natural, just a straight up Ling Bane Roach all in out of Eon. And as the game goes longer, it's getting better and better for MiniZerg. MiniZerg, he's amassing roaches, he's up by 10 drones, he already has a better economy. Ooh, and Eon, he's accepted he cannot kill MiniZerg, he's droning up. Rough position here. Younger than my oldest kid. Oh no. I like this. Crazy. Oh, ooh, as Eon he does smash into some Bailings. He gets caught out, Abby, and here comes MiniZerg. MiniZerg is now suddenly out of control. He has a massive army to work with. He's trickling in there. He has to be careful, as he has to wait for his reinforcements. But again, the Ling run by gets shut down. The third base is safe for MiniZerg. He's still up in workers, up in economy. And MiniZerg is now pushing in. Eon trying to keep up. Ooh. And so far so good, he's holding on. Minis are taking gases, droning up. Droning up, saturating MiniZerg, he pulls away. Okay, he backs off, and for now we're going to slow some things down here. MiniZerg is still ahead, he still has a comfortable position, he's still droning up his third base. Eon is playing catch-up. For the most part, he's playing catch-up. Now, because Eon is in a worse position, this is where he has to take some risks. We could see something like Muta play, like Lair is finishing up, we could go Lair into Mutas, we could try to rush into earlier Lurkers instead, or even be fancy with Tunneling Claws. But again, Eon, he has to do something here. As Eon, he drones up to 55. MiniZerg was already there. As MiniZerg actually never got an Evo chamber. Oh, okay, so MiniZerg, he's intentionally hiding his roaches. He pulls back his roaches. He's not joining up any further here, intentionally so. MiniZerg is going for a 2.5 base all-in. 2.5 base all-in to punish the failed aggression of Eon. That's why there's no Evo chambers. He's not wasting money on upgrades that won't impact this game. Meanwhile, Eon is, right? Eon, he feels like he has to play catch-up. He feels like he has to cut some corners, so he's going double Evo chamber, double upgrades, and this will not factor in. Because here comes MiniZerg. He's pushing. He is pushing forward. MiniZerg, he's up 30 supply, 30 army supply. Let's go Ravagers as well. And he can start a step forward. Yeah, from here he can just overwhelm. He doesn't even need the vials. Doesn't even need them. We have a couple of roaches trickling in. We have some wasted DPS here from MiniZerg. But he's fine. Yeah, he's fine. He's still just overwhelmed. Just has a massive army. +1 is going to finish up in 2 seconds. So +1 will finish, but it's too late. It's too little too late. The army has been broken, and MiniZerg, he will overwhelm. He will overwhelm the natural. The third GG gets called, and MiniZerg, he will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Does take a lead in the series, winding it back again. Eon, he went for the initial all-in. He went for a Ling Flood into Roaches, into a Ling Roach Bane all-in, but unfortunately MiniZerg, he had plenty of Roaches to defend. He shut down the initial Ling aggression, he saved his third base, and was able to play it safe back at home as well. GG. Eon, he tried to back off and he tried to drone, but that's when MiniZerg decided to turn up the aggression himself, and instead he cut workers and punished Eon for overreacting or for overcompensating for his lack of economy. GG. Or for his failed all-in. So GG. GG, well played. With that, MiniZerg does take the first game, and now we're going to be loading into White Rabbit for game number 2. Let's go. Eva was born old and jaded. True, true. Ah, no. Esta Eva. As spawning in the top right hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the Ukrainian Zerg player. We have the red Zerg representing Hokago T Team. The newer face in the scene, the young up-and-comer, it is MiniZerg. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the purple Zerg player, the purple Zerg himself from Costa Rica. It is EON. Representing team License to Kill. Here we go. So players are going to be opening up. Again, last game it was EON that did begin with the all-in, and we'll see if he does so again. We shall see. Yeah, I was just checking. So ZvZ Machine was born in 2009. 2009. So it's a weird dynamic where ZvZ Machine is 2 years younger than MiniZerg, but ZvZ Machine has been competing for a lot longer, so he's kind of found himself and has kind of wedged himself into the pro scene a lot earlier, of course. Like at this point, ZvZ Machine, like I would say he's comparable to Yang Yako. MiniZerg is still getting there. He's playing catch up. Playing catch up. Yeah, no. But again, he's been doing well. He's doing really well over the past couple of months. Doing well. Hello, Mr. Minster. Hello. Time for bed, John. Buenas noches, Slojo. Buenas noches. Good night. Good night. Buenas noches. We are going to be live later on tonight with the Rongi Cup. True. With the Rongi Cup playoffs. That'll be later on in the evening. Otherwise, for now, we are making a wave of Lings early on. EON making a pair of Lings. He already has plenty to work with. EON is going for a Ling Flood. Okay. All in. Very similar to last game, but EON, he's going for a Ling Flood. He's going for an all-in early on. He pulls out of gas. This time, he's not going for a Roach follow-up. And MiniZerg should be getting a safety Baneling Nest in a couple of seconds. He's got the money for it. MiniZerg key pokes in. Here comes the Baneling Nest. He does, barely not speed the Lings. Uh-oh. Poking into the main. Pokes in. Here comes Ling Flood, spotted by the Overlord. Now he knows. And MiniZerg tries to fully wall off. Cancels the third base. So full wall here. Evo Chamber, Baneling Nest, Roach Horn as well. Second Queen does come down. Again, he's fully walled up, but the first Queen should fall. The Roach Horn as well. And does snipe the Roach Horn. The first Queen does get picked off. Really nice re-wall behind this. The Lings, they cannot quite get in. He's trying. He's running out of steam. Yeah, EON, he's running out of steam. He's running out of army. As MiniZerg defends. Wow. Very clean defense here by MiniZerg. He lost a Roach Horn. He lost one Queen. That is it, though. He's holding. And he's got 3 Banelings. He's fine. Yeah, MiniZerg, he's perfectly fine here. 1 Baneling connects. Doesn't want to waste them, though. Another Baneling goes up. He has 1 Baneling remaining. Queen goes down. But remember, MiniZerg, he has the higher worker count. He has drones on the side. He has the economy. He has the tech. He has Ling Bane against the pure Ling of EON. So it got a little bit messy towards the end as he did lose 1 extra Queen. But outside of that, he is perfectly fine. As here comes a counterattack. Remember, EON, he has 0 gas income. He cannot afford a Baneling Nest. He can't afford it. Banelings to do waddle in. We don't want to waste them. Queen gets surrounded. And now they can make their way into the mineral lines, into the main. We just see EON instead going for the counterattack, going for the base trade. Let's go. Does go for the counterattack, surrounds the queen. We're getting messy. Yeah, queen goes down at the same time. MiniZerg busts into the main base. You can see here that we're saving those banelings. Doesn't want to waste them. One baneling goes off. And MiniZerg defends. Yeah, he's fine. He's perfectly fine here. Kills every single drone. There's nothing left for EON. The all-in has failed. The GG gets called, and MiniZerg takes game number 2, taking a 2-0 lead. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Does take the 2-0 lead here. Again, EON, he has tried multiple times, multiple forms of all-in, and each time they have failed. Once again, a really clean response out of MiniZerg to cancel the third base, to be able to afford a full wall-off, to pump out links behind it as well. And again, just a really calm reaction, getting a secondary wall just to make sure that that second queen didn't get surrounded, and to make sure you could create that choke point, that funnel, to ensure that EON could not actually get any kind of surround. Couldn't get any momentum. GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 3, potentially the final game of the series. MiniZerg, he's looking very in shape. He's looking very in control. What kind of all-in do we see this time? As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tourmaline, we have the red Zerg player, the Ukrainian Zerg, representing Hokago T-Team. It is MiniZerg. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the Blue Zerg, representing Team License to Kill. Down in the series, satisfied back here and now to make a series out of this, it is EON. Here we go. Oh, okay. MiniZerg going for his own aggression here, going for a 15 pool. Going for the 15 pool instead, so early pool timing. But this might just be pool hatch gas out of MiniZerg. We'll keep an eye on him. This is a much smaller map. We're going to Tourmaline. Tourmaline has a short rush distance by ground. This looks like a hard counter to a 12 pool. So MiniZerg, if he was expecting a 12 pool, he's ready for it. But as we can see, EON goes hatch first. Yeah, hatch gas pool, standard opener out of EON. Technically, EON is going to be in a better position. EON has the better economy. He's going to have the better economy here. MiniZerg, he's going to have a higher queen count. You can see still no gas, so MiniZerg is going to be stuck at home. He's going for a gasless opener. So very late gas geysers. Because of that, he should be fully walling off the natural and playing 2-base Roach. Technically, you can turn this into 2-base Muta, but again, without any gases, like he has to stay at home, wall up, wall off, and be stuck and contained on 2 bases. He cannot take a third. The reason why he can't take a third base is because he has no link speed, right? He has no link speed. EON with link speed, he can abuse this position, he can punish, and he can just ensure that MiniZerg never expands. So he is stuck on 2 bases. What he does from 2 bases, though, there's options, right? Whether it's a 2-base Roach all-in, 2-base Roach into a third, or 2-base Muta. As MiniZerg, he moves out with his first set of links. EON, he pokes in. This is forcing a reaction of EON though, forcing out 6 lings. 6 Zerglings forced to pull back the drone. MiniZerg doesn't want to get surrounded, he gets 1 drone. Yeah, 1 drone goes down. Just 1 though. Yeah, only 1 worker for 6 Zerglings. An expensive trade there for MiniZerg. EON's moving out with his counterattack. MiniZerg now taking gases. Again, as we mentioned before, his goal here should be to fully wall off that natural. And play 2 bases. And he goes to the drones. Nice control by MiniZerg. Oh my god. Nice control by MiniZerg. Pulls away the weakened worker. Defends the natural well. Getting his gases. And here comes the full wall off. Eva Chamber, Roach Warren, Queen's getting in position as well. EON, ooh, is playing 2 bases alongside him. There's no need. Oof. So basically what's happening here, EON could have gotten a third. right? There's no reason not to, right? There's nothing to threaten him. There's no link speed. There's no link speed. There's nothing to be aggressive. So EON could have gotten a third base, could have droned up heavily and embraced a greater economy. Instead, he's choosing to stay on a lower base count on 2 bases himself, kind of hindering himself here and keeping him within line, within league of MiniZerg. So the advantage that EON should have isn't really there. He still has one advantage, that is faster +1, I suppose, but yeah, this is an awkward position for our blue Zerg. It's awkward for EON. As MiniZerg is comfortably just droning up to 2 bases. Comfortably saturating. As a result, he's on a higher worker count. He's on proper 2 base saturation. EON is still down in workers. Now he takes a third base, but this third is late. So very late third base here for EON. And I would say that these roaches that EON is making, I don't know if they can really achieve too much here. Just because MiniZerg, he's done droning, right? He's done droning. Now MiniZerg is also focusing on his roach production with a better economy. Are we going for the all-in? Drop Lord's on the way. Drop Lord outside of the main. EON is still making roaches. EON is supply blocked. Oh, as the Overlord is going to be denied. And as you mentioned, like, sure, EON, he has faster +1, but he's not really able to make use of that. MiniZerg going for his own Nidus, actually. Okay, so 2 base Nidus out of MiniZerg. Lings, they get in. That should not have happened. Lings, they somehow slip in. The wall was open. Scouts the Nidus, does force a cancel. And EON, sorry, MiniZerg, he just moves out. He's just pushing. And again, he has the larger army. He has the better economy. He has better mining. And he will hit with 1-1. And he can deny the upgrades. Yeah, EON's out of position. He's behind the wall. Trying to rush through the choke point. Takes a lot of hits as a result. Yeah, takes a lot of hits, takes a lot of damage here. As with the help of the Queens with the defender's advantage, EON can maybe pull off this defense. Not even though. Yeah, better concave here for MiniZerg. He does overwhelm the main army. Still getting close. Still getting close as more roaches are trickling in. EON is holding. EON, he does barely hold on. He's holding. He's still behind economically. Still down 6 drones. MiniZerg claiming his own third. And now we're joining up. Okay, now we're joining up here. So the push didn't kill, but MiniZerg is still ahead. So he's on 50 drones. Now, there are ways to recover here with run-bys, counterattacks, attempted drop play, which we saw attempted earlier with this Drop Lord. Tunneling Claws, Spire. We'll see if EON can outposition. Morphing and loading your Drop Lord right in front of your opponent's Overlord is akin to taking your mask off during a bank heist away with the camera. That was bold, but that did happen. Yes, he did morph in the Drop Lord within vision of the of MiniZerg. Did happen. Crazy, man, crazy. As the upgrades have evened up. We go 2-1 for MiniZerg, 2-1 for EON. MiniZerg still has the slight economic advantage, but we might just back off and max out. No one is taking yet. No one has gone into a Hydrogen or a Spire. It's still just purely Roach Ravager versus Roach Ravager. I mean, this is the most macro game that we've had so far in the series. It's been non-stop. I mean, to be fair, even this game, we hadn't attempted like aggression, attempted all in. Just very low eco throughout the entirety of the series until now. Like, we're actually droning up the third. We're getting there. MiniZerg will snipe one of the Overlords. At the same time, a couple of roaches, they did peel off into the mineral line. They focus down 6 drones. 6 drones go down in the natural. Nice run by here by MiniZerg. Now we have some tech. Now we have the Hydrogen. And again, MiniZerg is maxed. As I mentioned before, he's the first to max out. He supply blocks EON. Now's the time to trade. So moves in. Oh. Dancing with the army. Okay, kites back well. At the same time, a couple of roaches once again peel off on the right hand side, going for more drone kills. Oh, that's Baza connecting. Baza graves the army. EON, he is going to be able to hold on. MiniZerg has to pull away. He has to get out of here. He has to pull back. And once again, he's able to pick up some more workers. EON is down to 43 drones. And what matters here is that because EON doesn't have enough momentum to keep pushing, it means that MiniZerg is able to afford these trades, EON less so. You can see EON has no gas bank, right? He has no gas bank, doing whatever he can to hold on. MiniZerg, he has the freedom to take up to afford Hydras and now Lurkers. Lurkers are going to be a big power spike for for MiniZerg, but we'll see if he can get there. And it's counter-attacking, force a cancel. Ooh, kill, not a cancel, not bad. Let's pick up here by EON. Let's get a kill. Denying the Overseer. Oh, and it is going for the Spire, but this feels late. This feels like a late choice here from EON. Going for the Spire, going for mutas. EON is pushing forward. Now, because we had to invest into Hydras, right now MiniZerg is vulnerable. He's vulnerable here to the push. He needs those Lurkers. Snipes the Overseer with the Biles. Uh-oh. Snipes both Overseers, even one of his own. First Lurkers are moving in. They send back the army. Ooh, as Lurkers, they come in from behind. They punish the roaches. Nice dodge there from MiniZerg. Dodge, just pull away. Spire is almost done for EON. But he hasn't built up a bank. He has no gas. He has no money for the mutas. Oh gosh. Because they once again pull away. Clutch and Fuse, keeping them alive. So we have 4 mutas on the way. Again, EON is poking forward. Pushing into the concave. Lurkers are not quite in position though. They're across the map. Yeah, Lurkers just walk across the map. This is forcing EON's hand. Yeah, EON is all or nothing and he cannot break through. There are just too many defenses, too many roaches, too many ravagers, and in the end, MiniZerg, he will hold. He shuts down the main army. Lurkers are in the main, they're in the natural, everything's on fire. 22 drone kills, and EON, he is down to what, a half a base economy. There's almost nothing left. He's got his meters, but he has no detection. No shot. He's got his one overseer here at the natural. Kills 2 lurkers. Oof. Heading into the main. And the lunkers are all over this. Again, MiniZerg, he has done it. GG gets called. MiniZerg, he will claim the series 3-0, taking down EON and advancing on into the next round. GG. GG, well played. Again, hyper aggression and all-ins out of EON in game 1 and game 2. Here in game 3, we saw that MiniZerg did go for a 2-base gasless opener. I was surprised to see that EON also played 2-base. That felt like a bit of a mistake here. Usually against a 2-basing player, you want to take advantage of that and get a faster third and gain a greater economy. But EON did decide to stay on a lower base count, on a lower economy, and he actually had a worse economy than MiniZerg. He stayed on 3 gases. He had cut workers earlier. MiniZerg able to drone up to 44 drones. I want to say that EON cut workers at 38 or 39, so he had what, 5-6 less workers than his opponent, and as a result, worse economy, smaller army, and MiniZerg for the most part was in control. With his first push, he failed to kill EON, that is true, but he still had the better economy to get into a 3rd base, to tech up as well, and for the most part was comfortable. GG, well played. EON, he tried to go into mutas towards the end, but it was too late. Too late to take up into mutas at that point, and with that, MiniZerg does claim the series. Let's go. Let's catch up on the brackets. Just catching up here. Wikipedia page isn't updated. Are you going to cast the entire tournament, or is this only round of 16 tonight? If you're unfamiliar with the OSC Elite Rising Star tournaments, there's no shot that that's going to be casted today, just because it usually takes around 3 to 4 months. Like the tournament usually does last a couple of months. The reasoning for this is because every game is casted. And it's usually like in batches of like 5 or 6. And it's on a weekly basis, so again, usually like 3 to 4 months to wrap up the tournament. I think an example of that, let's have a look here. I think an example of that, the OSC Elite Rising Star number 17, this is 17.5, but number 17 lasted just over 2 months. Okay, just over 2 months time is what number 17 lasted. Number 16 lasted 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. So again, expect around like 3 months like per edition. I will say though that this event should be a little bit faster. Once again, if you weren't here for the start of the broadcast, this is the OSC Elite Rising Star number 17.5. Unlike your regular OSC Elite Rising Star tournaments, this is single elimination, not double elimination. So because that should cut down the time it takes to get through the event significantly, right? Usually it takes around 3 months. This might take like maybe 2 months or like 1.5, just because there is no lower brackets. But we have all the initial first round matches. We are now halfway through the broadcast. We wrapped up on 3 matches, and we have 3 more matches left to go. Up next is going to be Hatsu versus Creature, followed by Patches versus MJG, and Ragnar versus Lemon. 3 best of 5s remaining. Again, purely best of 5s here. We just wrapped up with Mute versus Defiance, with Rebellion versus Mute, and MiniZerg versus EON. Let's go. Let's go. GG was not cool. Yeah, you know what I mean. Game did end. But yes, with that, we're going to be cutting to a break. We're going to be cutting to a break. When we come back, we're going to have Hatsu versus Creature in a ZVP. See you soon. See you soon after the break.